Yeah. I know you got problems, know you at the bottom, know you took a loss today. Everybody want bottles, living for a throttle, you just want ball today. Tell me joy, where it's hiding, I've been trying to find it before I go all the way. Cause everybody got problems, everybody starving, but don't you go off today.
Yo, this is the All Done Podcast, and I'm not him, I am he. My name is Tracy Branch, and that's my guy, Mike. What's going on with you, Mike?
How you doing, my brother? How you been?
Yo, man, it's been a crazy start to the year, right? What are we on, the 26th right now?
Definitely the 26th.
So it is, it's an interesting start. So
yeah.
glad to be back here with you doing another episode of the Brilliant All Done Podcast. What we talking about tonight? You want me to intro? You want to intro it?
Nah, intro it. Tell them what we on tonight, man. We on some light and fun.
I don't know how light and fun it is. It always turns back into that overarching concept that we like to bring up a lot. But yeah, we talking about them early jobs, man. Right? We're gonna go over your McDonald's stories. We're gonna go over for me, it was Staples. My bad. I don't want to say it was Apples.
Are we allowed to say company names?
We're gonna say no names.
I might be allowed to say my company name because it's not around anymore, right?
Yeah, I don't know. You might be giving it up. The point is not to tear nobody down. We just want to, talk about our experience in that 9 to 5, that early 9 to 5 life in this beautiful country of ours. So why don't you start, man? Give me your first job that you can remember where you took that job and you first felt like, damn, these people really think I ain't shit.
Oh man. My first job was like fresh out of high school. I didn't have to work through high school. I was fortunate enough for that. But my first job was fresh out of high school. I worked at a rental business. I guess that's the best way to put it, a rental business. And I realized off rip, they didn't care about me because my first day, I was actually getting ready to go out on a little date. I was excited, a little crush I had. I'm about to go see a movie or something, and and I get a call. Like I had just got a haircut, and I get a call like, "Hello, is this Mike?" I'm like, "Yo, speaking." Yeah, this is such and such with such and such. You were actually supposed to start today. I guess we forgot to let you know. You didn't get the memo, or what? Yeah. So can you give me a by 7? Like, fam, I'm about to, I'm trying to get, see what my shorty about. Like, what you on? So
I remember them folks calling too, boy. They used to call. They was notorious for the off day call.
Yeah. So that was off rip when I realized corporate America don't care about me, the individual.
Yeah, man. So I would say mine is, like I said, I said it already. Much love, Staples. There's no beef, bro. I was just an employee there, and it might not have been y'all. It might have been this one individual. But I had this boss, man, and he was a character. He was a character. You would imagine that a job like that is low maintenance. Yo, stock this, move this, boom, boom, boom. I'm a sturdy individual. I can move some boxes, some pallets, whatever you need me to do. And I'm a pretty
hard worker. We'll give you that.
I'm a friendly guy. But this dude, no matter what I did, he was on my boots. There was one time where I put the pens. They had, this place has nice pens, like felt tip, round tip, right? They got a variety of writing pens.
Of ink pens.
So my man's like, yeah, put this here, that there. I'm like, okay, no problem. I did it. Maybe like a half an hour later, I'm doing something else. I'm assembling chairs, doing something else, trying to stay productive and stay busy,
Because you care about the company, right?
I try to. My man brought me back to the aisle, maybe like 30, 45 minutes later, all the pins on the floor. All the pins that I had just put up. And I'm like, did a customer do this? Like, what is this? What's going on? This is not where, I promise you, this didn't look like this. He was like, no, because he was talking about the SKU numbers didn't match, and can you read the tags? I was like, oh, you really cannot. I'll never forget that quote as long as I live. Can you read the tags? I'm like, oh, nah, this is not going to be. And that's kind of the first time I thought, And I'm not gonna say that I thought that I knew at that point that yo, damn, corporate America might be a little tough. I thought that dang, this dude's really going through something at home. Like it really might be something wrong with him because there's no way that jobs could treat employees like this. Like it's no.
So you didn't blame it on corporate America then?
I didn't at first. I did, and that's important.
You were so hopeful.
I really was. When I seen them pins on the phone, I'm like, oh, this dude is just. He clearly must be smoking crack cocaine, because who does that? Like a normal person, be like, yo, there's a bit in the back. Take all the pins, boom, put them in the right place, and teach me. Right? Mind you, I'm fairly new to this game, and I mean, benefit of the doubt. I did mess up the SKUs. I totally put the pins in the wrong place. And, you know, as a 17,
but it looked nice to you, though. Like, if you were the customer, you would have bought the pins.
If I was a customer, I wouldn't have even thought twice because I know, you know what I'm saying? But cool, you the manager. I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. You felt it wasn't done to your liking. It wasn't none of that. It wasn't that he was correcting me. It was the disrespect.
Yeah.
That I was like, oh, you really feel empowered because you're an assistance manager. You really got some real energy for this office supply store. You really do. And this was like making your bones. So that was the first time. And like I said, it didn't put me in a position where I was like, oh, corporate America's fat. I wasn't quite there. I put it on him. Like, yo, this middle-aged dude, man, he going through something, man. I don't know.
Quick question though. So what do we think about that? Like, how do we feel about leadership and management? You know, getting that S on their chest, so to speak, that badge. What does that come from? No, and I'm only speak on me because I have leadership roles at both my jobs as a security guard and, you know, the plant I work at. And honestly, like when I assumed that role on both jobs, I remember my first speech to different people, like both times. It was, yo, don't make me look bad. That's it. You know what you're supposed to do what you gotta do, and we good.
I respect that approach, and we've had this conversation a lot of times off the All Done podcast. Is like, listen, what is a good leader? What makes a good leader? And I'm inclined to agree with that point. Is when I've been put in leadership roles, or when I've been put in roles to mentor or guide or give advice, it doesn't come from a place of I'm righting you wrong, right? Because whatever worked for me might not work for you, right? However I did it might not work, right? So we know what the goal is, we know what the completion is, right? In maybe your case at this rental store, it was to, hey, put the rentals on the joint the right way. Maybe you want to go counterclockwise and I want to go clockwise. The point is, anybody, as long as we're getting to the goal, then as a leader or as a manager in management, I don't feel like you need to berate or look down on people. But again, where does that come from? Right? What's that old saying? Shit rolls downhill.
Yeah. So, like I said, I don't understand where it comes from, but I will say this, you know, because sometimes we got to play devil's advocate. On those jobs, when I said, yo, don't make me look bad, one of the first things people did was make me look bad.
Yeah, so I think, that's got to be expected, right? That's got to be expected. When you're in some of these jobs and you know you got people working under you that are like, listen, I kind of don't care, like, at all. I'm just here so I get my check. I'm just here so my baby mama not on my back. I'm just here. So, right, everybody got their own reasons on why they do things that they hate every day. Mm-hmm. Right? So you, as a leader, if you're foolish to not go in with that understanding, like, everybody might not be gung-ho about stocking pins.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, now I had this conversation with one of my techs at my job or whatever. You know, he said to me, he's like, nah, Mike, when you became a lead, you changed. I said, so I explained it. So I asked him to explain it. I was like, how so? He said, because you used to be like, yo, I'm just here to do my job and go home. I said, so what changed? Because now you be like, I said, no. I said, my energy is still, I'm here to do my job and go home. What changed was my job description. So now my job is to make sure you do your job. So I'm still here to do my job and go home, but I want you to do your job and go home at the same time.
I mean, listen, some people would call you Jay from Smart Tech. I won't call you that. You my mans. I won't say you on your Jay from Smart Tech, but some people might consider that. My point is Jay from Smart Tech can't get rattled and be like, oh man, I'm not Jay from Smart Tech wearing my N-word tie. Cause you are. And that's okay too.
I mean, see, nah, that's here we go with the disagreement. I didn't put on no tie. You feel me? If nothing else, honestly, I take on more for the people that work quote unquote under me. You feel me?
It's called servant leadership as well as it should be done.
Yeah, like nah, like yo, they messed up, but that's probably my fault. Like I'll fix it, no problem. And that's what I be trying to tell a lot of people too. Is like, yo, they're like, oh, I messed up, blah blah blah. Don't worry about it. Like, if you mess up, I'm gonna fix it, and then we gonna go on. I ain't worried about telling nobody you messed up because like we said earlier, the end goal is the same. We had to build these, get done with them, make sure they right, so we can get paid, nobody lose their job and go home.
That's it, man. And I don't know if that's the mentality of management in some of these places.
In most of these places, let's just be real.
Anymore. I worked at a fast food restaurant, and at this time in my life, I'm working 3 jobs, maybe even 4 the way you look at it. Mm-hmm. And one night, this is my overnight gig. I'm tired, man. I'm like, yo, I've been going for weeks straight. I'm not going overnight tonight. I'm gonna get some rest. Call my boss, like, yo, I'm calling out, sick, call it whatever you want. I'm not well. I had never calling out from this place before. Mm-hmm. Yo, I'll never forget, this woman made me feel like this establishment was going to crumble if I didn't come and be a restaurateur that night. She was on some like, you think you could just leave us high and dry and you know we already short? I'm like, yo, you gonna be all right. I don't work back there by myself plenty of times. You'll live. But in her mind, it was the world had just ended. Like, oh my God, you didn't really just call out. And to this day, it's puzzling to me. It's like, I knew what she was making. It wasn't enough to have that energy, the way she had that energy.
I mean, see, now that's a statement I don't like.
Go ahead, talk about it.
To say it wasn't enough to have that energy, and reason being, you don't know. And granted, I know you know more than anybody else, so I'm not. But like, you don't know what this job is to her.
Meant to her, yeah. No, so let me clarify. So when I say that, I mean me and her had conversations about the establishment. Like me and her had conversations about the regional manager coming in the morning after our overnight and ripping her a whole new one, talking to her like she was like a dog. We had already had conversations about like, yo, the shit rolling downhill and her having a negative experience. So when I chose to call out that night, I never in a million years expected the response that I got. I was like,
no, facts.
I'm astonished. Like, we just was talking about how you understand like the need to rest and like, yo, work when you can work. So I'm not even know the story, right? So I'm supposed to work 10 to 6 or 10 to 7, whatever it is. So I take a little nap, maybe like 12:30, I wake up. I'm like, yo, I'm all right now. Like, I did need a little sleep. Let me just go. Like, I'll go to work. I'm going to be late, but I'll go. I get to the door. The doors at this establishment are locked at night. So she has one of the other workers let me in. Well, not really let me in, but like crack the door. So she cracks the door and she's like, look who the fuck it is. I'm like, I'm just here to do my job and go home. I feel like that's always been like our mantra.
Yeah.
Do your job and go home. So I'm like, yo, cool. I'm going to take your little shot, whatever. I'm late 2 hours. My bad. And then, you know what the crazy part is? The restaurant is dead. There's no one here. It's a total ghost town. This is on a random Wednesday night. It's not
I would say most weeknights and overnight it is.
It's totally dead. So she like, look who the fuck it is. I'm like, okay. I don't say nothing. I kind of get maybe there's a first door, then there's the second door. By the time I got to the second door, she had already said too many curse words for me to continue walking it. And so I had to immediately retreat back to my vehicle and go back home. But I guess I say that to say like, she was invested in it so much that she like, I know some people that are a little off. Mm-hmm. And you can't just talk to people any kind of way because there's some brothers and sisters that I know that they might They
They might
might
not
go up in your
just walk away.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
might not just walk away. They might go up in your shift and talking to them like you don't have no type of home training.
No, absolutely. Like, yeah, these jobs, and they tend to do that. But my ultimate satisfaction is I usually have this is another workplace. I have the respect of my coworkers a lot of time. Just because, because I'm me. To sum it up, I'm me. People like me. People like me.
Right.
But I'm at this is not my rental job. This is my retail job, selling electronics. But I wasn't a salesman. I was on the merchandising team. And we set displays, we put stuff together. We did all that. What you kind of like what you did at, your Staples shop.
Yeah. April's my April shop.
Oh yeah, April's.
Yeah,
right,
my April shop. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Whatever. Anyway, so I'm at this job, and my supervisor comes to me at the beginning of the day. Well, Mike, I want you to clean up the warehouse. The merchandising area is messed up. Just clean it up, straighten up, blah 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 blah. Cool. No problem. I started doing it. But the way I did it was, instead of trying to move stuff around, I just threw everything on the floor. Took shelves down, threw everything on the floor. My supervisor comes back. Well, Mike, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. At the time, I think Batman had just came out. And I hit him with the dark is just before dawn. Night's dark is just before dawn, fam. What you mean? And
you gotta destroy before you elevate.
Yeah, well, get with Roger and blah, blah, blah. Okay. He walks away. I kept doing what I was doing, chilling, at my own pace. Yeah. He comes back again. Mike, what's going on? I'm doing what you asked me to do. Well, now I want you to get with Roger to see what he wants back here. Okay. He walks away. I'm not getting with Roger. Roger, so
why couldn't you get with Roger, brother?
Because I didn't know where Roger was.
If you wanted Roger on the project bad enough, you should have brought Roger back in.
On me, exactly. Roger, wait. So actually, that's funny you say that. So the next time he comes back in, he looks, he don't even say nothing. He leaves, he comes back with Roger.
Attaboy.
Here's Roger. Roger, tell Mike what it is you need done back here, blah, 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 blah. Roger looked at him and looked at me and said, Mike, do whatever it is that you normally do, because it always comes out great.
There you go.
I looked at him. I looked at Roger. I looked at my supervisor. I looked back at Roger. I said, I know. I got it.
Yeah, Roger's a real one. I can respect Roger. Is Roger management?
Roger was the full-timer at the time.
Okay.
So the way once you had the seasonal part-timers, you had the full-timers.
Facts. So there was a ladder. There's a little ladder that they tried to make you climb.
Roger was the quote-unquote full-timer, but I probably should have been a full-timer at the time. Not a knock on Roger, but I was good at what I did. You feel me? I'm gonna give you, just on me, when the MJ Experience game came out on the Wii, we were like the number one selling store definitely in the region. I want to say in the state or the Southeast region as well. And that was largely thanks to me. You can find it on YouTube. I'm not going to tell you how to find it on YouTube, but you can find it on YouTube because
man say he was top seller. So just get off my back.
I'm good at what I do.
I
may be nonchalant and but I'm always good at what I do.
I respect it. So give me a time, right? We talking about these early jobs. Let's talk about the customers, because as polite as I try to be, and I try in any job that I've ever had, I always try to pride myself on customer service. Let me give you a good experience here at April's. If I can get you a felt tip pen, right? If I can get you an ink fountain, whatever you need.
That writes like a dream.
Whatever you need, I'm your man. Let me do that for you. Let me be that pen getter for you. So let's talk about the customers, because I've had my fair share, man. I've had my fair share where they were. And I try to always give them the benefit of the doubt, because you don't know what people going through.
Absolutely.
You don't know what people going through. You could have came in this store off who knows what, right? Death, whatever. It could have been the worst. You could have been having the worst day. So specifically, I remember this one lady, man, in this one establishment. And I can honestly say this, I've never looked so hard for juice. Like never in my life. This lady had me going back and forth, and I am
like literal juice.
Like make you some
like the
juice from
beverage.
scratch. Yeah, like juice. Yeah, like strawberry, kiwi, lemonade, orange. Make your pick, dog.
Okay, cool.
So
cool,
she
cool.
like she wanted a specific brand of Minute Maid. I can say Minute Maid because they, people was buying your shit Minute Maid. Shout out to y'all. So she wanted a specific flavor of Minute Maid. I'm like, yo, we don't truck didn't come or whatever, right? Like, I don't think the customer sometimes, and that's what I try to do as a customer sometimes. When I go in the store and I'm dealing with the associates, I try to give them the benefit of the doubt too, because you don't know the truck schedule, you don't know what they've had to deal with, right? So it's just about being courteous overall.
Right.
But this lady was on this brand of Minute Maid and she was not having it. Not having it. So the normal, right? Okay, come to the section where the juice is at. What you want is not there. You can ask one time. I'm right there. I'm stocking whatever I'm stocking. Yo, where's such and such? Can you go find it for me? Okay. Matter of fact, I'll even go to the back. I know as a person that's been here for the last 6 hours, I know it's not back there, but you know what? I'll go check. Maybe they just brought it in last 5-10 minutes, maybe.
Pause. That was one of my tricks right there. Like, do you have such and such? Can you look in the back? Sure. I never came back.
You shady. No, I tried not to do it because again, customer service is important. I wanted to someday, and I want to run a business. I want to have associates. So I want them to come back.
Respect it. I was young and dumb at the time.
Yeah, I respect it. We all gotta grow and evolve, baby. So I go to the back, I'm checking for this juice. It's not there. Truck didn't come. Come back, tell like, listen, man, we don't have that flavor. Sorry. Well, did you check the other side? Because this is a pretty large establishment. I'm like, man, that's electronics and baby where like the juice not gonna be over there. Like, so that was kind of like her first inference that kind of put me like, it was off-putting. Like, no, I work here.
I say we going sideways with this here.
Yeah, like this is not going in a direction that I wanted to go. So she's like, is there a manager that could check maybe with the scan? I'm like, okay, go get the manager. Manager scans it. No, man, we're out. Sorry. Then the manager's like, well, there's a juicy juice. Like, so we're in the Minute Maid. This is the cool beverages. So sometimes the other beverages, there's another little aisle. So he's like, yeah, that flavor, they might have in another aisle. She leaves. I'm thinking it's done. I go back to stock and doing what I'm doing. The next thing I know, this lady is like tapping me on my back like that, tap, like, like, where's your manager? He told me that the juice flavor that I wanted was over there and it's not over there. I'm like, ma'am, I just heard the whole conversation. Like the man was trying to just give you some alternatives. Whatever you came in here looking for is clearly not here. But I guess I say all that to say her energy for that juice was just a lot. Like, because honestly,
like you said, you don't know what she's going through outside of work. That juice might have been like the only thing she had to hold on to.
It could have been, but I would guess I would encourage all customers and consumers, hey man, don't be a dick. Right, you can be nice to these people. Yeah, you can be nice to these people.
On me. They just trying to make a living.
Give me your customer story. I know you got at least one. You've been in a few places.
I have multiple, but I'll give you one in particular where it pushed me to that point because everybody know I'm always a friendly guy, and I smile a lot, I laugh a lot. I really don't let much bother me.
How to be?
So at this particular establishment that I talked about, this retail establishment, I worked merchandiser, but we also would load customers, things into their vehicles. This particular day, it was a TV. I have the TV, we bring it outside. I bring it outside and I pick the TV up. Now, mind you, I'm holding this TV while I'm about to load it into this brother's vehicle. And the man goes, oh, man, please don't drop that TV. All right, bro, I got it. Oh, man, you dropped that TV. That might be your job. I doubt it, but, no. Now his boys with him. What y'all think? He dropped the TV, he getting fired, right? And, his boys, they jocking because, he's the money man. So, yeah, man, he's going to lose his job. He dropped that TV. I might get written up. I doubt it, but I'm not going to get fired if I drop this TV. Mind you, I'm holding the TV trying to put it in his vehicle. Yeah. And he says it again. Nah, you'll get fired. So at this point now, I'm annoyed. I'm frustrated, like, bro, because I'm holding this TV by myself. I'm trying to load into your vehicle. Like, that's. So I looked at him dead in the face. I was like, let me drop it and see. And he froze.
They didn't want you to drop it. For real.
What's up? Wait, we can put this to the test right now to see if I get fired. Because if I get fired, I'll get another job. You know, there's another store like this. Like, so that was one. And then I got another one with my first racial experience in Mississippi.
Oh, those always tough. Those always tough.
And it wasn't even that crazy, but it was just like, whoa, did you say that, bro?
Yeah.
So, I'm probably around the year 2008. This is before I became a merchandiser. I was working in the media department, movies, video games, music, all that.
I respect it.
Guy comes up to me, cowboy hat, big belt buckle, stereotypical country nigga. Country. So he goes, country white dude.
Uh-huh.
Comes up to me, hey man, do you have such and such here? I can't remember what it was. So let's say Tim McGraw for all I know. I don't know. Yeah. And I was like, well, I'm not sure. Let me search it. Uh-huh. Searched it. It says it's over here. Let me go look. I can't find it. Bro, I'm not sure where it is. I don't think we have it. It says we have one that can be
System error.
Yeah, it could be one. It could be the one that was stolen. You feel me? So I'm like, I don't think we have it. I was like, let me check this one time. Let me check the back real quick. Check the back. It's not there. It's not there. I checked the back and came back.
Oh man,
this is before my leaving days.
Yeah.
Checked the back, came back. It's not here. Like I'll check the other store. They might have it, but we don't. So blah blah blah.
Oh, so you've gone above and beyond. You don't check the back. You don't call other stores.
Yeah. I did this. You feel me?
Yeah.
So this one of my coworkers, which that's a whole nother conversation for an episode on another day. We'll get into her. One of my coworkers, she comes, she's like, oh, well, nah, it moved for some reason to a different category. I don't know what it was or whatever. And she found it. And he goes, oh, she found it. Cool, we good, sir. You got your CD. He's like, oh, you see? Yeah. He goes, oh, you see? We had to get the white girl to find it.
Okay.
So I couldn't find it as a black man.
Oh.
But we had to get the white girl to find it.
People gonna say you sensitive on that one. People gonna be like, oh, you were sensitive. I do not.
I didn't react to it. I don't react to anything. It was just
I thought that was that's inappropriate, sir.
Yeah, that was off-putting, as we said earlier.
Yeah, that's inappropriate.
I had to get the white girl to find it. Like, oh, the black guy couldn't find it?
I mean, you don't really listen to Tim McGraw. You wouldn't spot it if you saw
not
it.
Off rip,
Maybe that was it.
One time a customer came and asked for some Neo, and she saying the lyrics, oh, that's on this album. I got this right here. Oh, you feel me? But Tim McGraw's not my cup of tea.
So what is your 9 to 5? Let's make it better, right? We're getting ready to wrap this thing up. What's your 9 to 5? Let's make it better, right? I mean, I'm gonna pray. I mean, I don't think so, but let's hope I don't ever have to go back to that life, and maybe we can make it better for those that are gonna have to get through that as a stage in their life. How do we make the 9 to 5 situation a better situation?
Honestly, like I'm gonna speak on my job. My job now is climb the ladder. Climb the ladder, but when you do, don't change what you know about being at the bottom.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one.
You feel me? So so when I where I'm at now, like I said, I'm a lead now. It's only been a few months, but I don't forget what it's like to work on the line like all day long. So I work with people with different things. I mean, granted, some people will try to take advantage. I that. But I let them know, like, yo, I get the vibes. Like I told one girl, like we had a new employee today, actually, and I was just like, yo. I was like, I look like I got a serious face. I was like, but I don't. I was like, not that I don't care. I think nothing is that serious here. I was like, we're here to say my point. We're here to do a job and go home. If you got an issue, tell me. I'll work with you. But don't be a dick about it. But I'll work with you, and so yeah, climb the ladder. Remember how it was. I'm not saying stay the same, because honestly, you can't stay the same. It wouldn't behoove you to stay the same. But
I know hopes.
What? What's that?
People say you change, like you work that hard to stay the same.
Exactly. Yeah. So climb the ladder, but remember what it's like to be at the bottom. And show that you know what it's like, show that you understand, you can empathize with them.
Facts.
Don't let them walk over you because of that fact, but you can empathize with them and let them know, like, yo, I feel you, like I haven't been doing this that long, so it's that and the third. So that's how you change it, or start your own company and run it like it should be run, or you feel it should be run.
I agree, and I will piggyback off something you just said. I got a new rule and a new concept, new theory, right? Breaking right now on the All Done podcast. If you haven't made or been down to where certain people are within a 5-year span, you no longer have the right to talk on what they should or need to be doing. That makes sense?
No, that makes perfect sense.
All right, so if I was to level up tomorrow and be a millionaire for the next 5 years, I can't come back after that 5-year period and tell that restaurateur, you need to be grinding, or you should be, right? Because the game has changed since I've been out of it.
The game changes daily.
Right, so you should, just a note, for those individuals that
I like that one. That's deep. I like that one.
And tell people, what they should be doing, what they need to be, what they could to be, right? If you ain't been there within a 5-year span, you don't really have the resources or the tools to speak on it anymore. As for what we can do to make that 9-to-5 situation better, I'm gonna go with the simplest one: pay them folk, man. Pay them folk, right? People can't live off some of these, and not all, but people can't live off some of these hourly wages. Not salaries. People can't live off some of these hourly wages, right? So you need to be cognizant of like, hey, the person that's working as my associate might have to have another job because they can't make ends meet just with the 25 to 35 hours that our corporation is allowing this quarter because of whatever.
At $14 an hour, that ain't it.
That ain't it, Chief. Can't do it. Can't live off that. And the last point is rest can equal productivity, right? So don't run your workers into the ground, right? Like sometimes when a person says, hey, man, I'm tired, I had, and this is a good story, and maybe that's how, and maybe you can give me a good story you had. But I've had bosses in the past that I've been like, I've looked tired because, again, like I said, I'm working 3 or 4 jobs at certain points in my life. I've had bosses or management look at me and be like, yo, man, you shot. Don't worry. We're going to pay you for today. Go home. And to me, that was like, those examples are examples right now that shape the type of leader, type of manager that I strive to be, right? Because they didn't have to do that, and I didn't even ask for it. But sometimes it's good to look at your employees and say, hey, man, I might know what you need in this moment. Let me help you if I can help you, because that's what leadership is about. So you wrap it up. Give me a good story, a good situation that you caught from the 9-to-5.
I'm gonna tell you about a situation today, and like I said, my new role is a leadership role. Yeah, today, my new role is a leadership role, and a lot of people that has come there, like they've actually told me, like I didn't realize you only been the lead for this amount of time because of the way you handle your role, and that's cool. But one tech, and she wasn't even a tech for our company. She was another company that was checking something, that whatever the case may be. But she messed up, and it cost us some downtime. We lost our overhead queue, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And so I'm talking to her. I'm like, she was like, oh well, she's telling me what happened. I'm like, cool. And she goes, yeah, well, I messed up, and that was on me. I said, yo, it's not that big of a deal. I said, I'm here to 4:00 regardless. I was like, so I don't mind doing my job. I was like, yeah, I'm a little tired, but it's not that big. I was like, I'm not upset about it. I was like, and nobody should be upset about it. So that's, I think if we do that more as leadership to employees, like, I'm not going to put what I'm going through on you. I know the average employee knows or feels bad when they mess up pretty bad.
Obviously.
They feel bad. They feel bad. So. And, and even, there's the one, few that I just don't care. But now they feel away. And, it's like, but I always let them know, hey, it's cool. I had to tell her we had another new employee. Like, she was like, I'm so scared to mess up. I said, if you mess up, I'm going to come fix it. And then the day's going to go on.
Yeah.
That's it. So, yeah, show your employees that most stuff is not that big of a deal.
Yeah. And even if it is a big of a deal, man,
there's no need to add extra stress.
Yeah, we all have the pressure of working, man. So let's try to keep it light on some of these jobs when applicable. So on that note, man, this podcast is, I would say, all done.
Done.
I'm gonna catch you next week.
Oh yeah, before we go, rest in peace, Kobe. Jill.
Yes, of course, man. It's been a year, and
it has.
It's
been a hell of a year.
Mentality. Yeah, man, it's been a tough one. So definitely RP Kobe, GG. Much love there, man. I'm out at you next week.
Don't you go off that. That's right. Don't go off. Look, hey, yeah, I woke up this morning living my best life. And if it isn't, at least I gave it my best try. I'm just enjoying the moments cause ain't no next time. Tryna slide with my people on the west side. Yeah, moving different than all the rest cause I'm about doing it different, new vision.